What's up? What's up, AkHi? Who is this? State your
Hey,
name and
what's
where you
good?
from.
Hey, I got you. Hey, this is Rap Critic from Louisiana.
Oh, rap critic,
I
man.
wanted to,
Yeah,
yes,
rap
sir.
critic.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to the
Yes,
rap
sir. I
critic.
wanted to appreciate it. I wanted to start off, by one, giving respect and peace and blessings to Aki and Professor. I've been following the channel for a few months. You guys do an excellent job. Like I said, man, you speak straight facts, straight down the middle, no emotion. You know what I'm saying? I love it, man. I love that the channel's
Oh man,
growing,
I
and
appreciate it.
absolutely,
Yeah, I appreciate
absolutely,
a critic, man. I see you in the comment section all the time supporting, and I really appreciate it. I mean, I key stand for
ab-
my brother, and you definitely my brother. So always call in, and
absolutely.
you welcome here all day. So
And
Yeah.
look,
So
like,
one thing I want to say, just because it got to
uh,
the thread. So I want to give a shout out to Tyru Pryor. So he did bring up something. He did kind of question me. He said he was like, you got Lomo in your top five the decade over Crawford and stuff, that was a hard decision. And I did. The only thing is that I don't know. So I have a hard time nailing down. I think that Crawford is a better boxer overall. I think that he has but I think that Lomo has a better resume because I just can't. If I had to nail down like Crawford's best win against as far as like opponent,
let's
just
talk
all that.
about
So
it.
like so let's talk about I'm not sure once I think he's still looking for that signature win in there. But
And
like I think that's a good point that we could debate. If you want to call in and maybe you think that you know what his best win is, we can talk about that. But I think that's a good point that
I would
I'm willing
say
to the debate.
to that, I would say this. Lomachenko, for example, got a loss to Salido, a washed up version. Meanwhile, Terence don't. Second of all, Terence Crawford beat a Gambo when he was more like Gambo. He beat a gold medalist.
right.
The, what's his name? The gold medalist at 140.
From where
Davis, was it Davis?
that
Terence beat at 140. That was a gold medalist. He beat him also. He dominated him. Luke Campbell gave Lomachenko hell. On the other hand, he fought Postal, the guy that Danny Garcia avoided, and he beat him like he stole something. So he has good wins, just like Lomachenko has good wins. Lomachenko doesn't have a defining win. He's still looking for that as well because he haven't fought the Tank Davis. He haven't fought the Devin Haney's, the guys that's gonna define his legacy. He haven't fought those guys. And when even a Manny Pacquiao offered him a fight, he said absolutely not. So even when Terence offered him a fight, he said absolutely not. And I believe Terence is pound for pound number one on both of our lists. And he's been that way for a long time now. So he obviously deserved the number one, I mean the fourth or the third spot, in my opinion. Or no, the fourth spot, I'm sorry. More than Lomachenko.
But
Who would you have the fighter of the decade, Lomachenko or Terence Crawford, number four? Because we have Floyd, then we have
well,
Ward, then
okay.
Pacquiao. So the fourth spot, would you put Terence or Lomachenko?
I would have to put Bud, bro, because look, for the simple fact of this, look, number one, Bud cleaned out an entire division. You know what I'm saying? He cleaned out a division. Like let's just keep it facts. The last time I checked, ESPN was trying to falsify Lomo's record. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about it.
Exactly.
That
So
man's got a loss. That man's got a loss to Toledo.
so
You know what I'm saying? They was trying to take it.
Rap Critic brought up the fact that Lomachenko has a loss that ESPN trying to erase. They told him you don't gotta avenge that loss. You don't gotta go and fight Salido the second time. You know what, Lomachenko? We're gonna erase it for you since you're on the hope list. You get them type of benefits when you on that list. So it's obvious that, of course, that's why Rap Critic can co-sign what I said, and I'm obviously.
well, ask him what's Terrence's best win.
So he asked, "What's Terrence's best win?"
I mean,
He unified the 140.
in my opinion,
That's not what I asked.
Yes, no, I was just saying that, but yeah.
Yeah, no, he did.
Yo,
He
Rap
definitely
Critic,
unified.
so go ahead, Rap Critic.
Gamboa.
Gamboa, he said.
Gamboa.
Yeah, Gamboa. What you mean? Like, Gamboa is Gamboa. Like, at the end of the day, it ain't this version that Javante
It wasn't the
fought at the end of
Gamboa
the
of
day.
last night. It was Gamboa in his prime.
Yeah, so like at the end of the day, it's a better version than the one that Javante fought. And then you got to keep in mind who Lomachenko really beat, because his best win is Gary Russell. When Gary Russell never really,
I can like name 4 solid things if you want me to.
I could name a lot of solid names. We already talked about it. Postal.
Postal?
Postal was ducked by Danny Garcia. He knocked out Matisse when Matisse was still Matisse. And he did Jeff Horn so dirty, and we saw him giving Pacquiao a hard time. And then obviously he knocked out Benavidez, Amir Khan, and all these fighters, and he unified 140, and he was the number one at one. Look, ain't no question about it. When Terence Crawford fought at 135, he was number one. When he fought at 140, he was number one, and now he's trying to prove that at 147. Lomachenko was not number one at 130, and he's definitely not number one at 135. So
they're saying that
rap
Benavidez.
We because Professor Nim can't hear us at the moment. I'm gonna let you go. So any last thoughts you want to let go before we continue?
Yeah. 2 things. I'm gonna keep it G, bro. I can't remember cause like I'm just getting back into boxing like the last 2 years. So like 20 I'm just being honest. Like I stopped watching boxing for a while, and I got back in it like late 2016, early 17. But as far as the names, you know what I'm saying? I'm not making excuses, but I can't always remember the extensive name list like how you guys can. I wanted to make that point. But look, the point I wanted to make was Canelo, bro. I don't like the fact that Canelo's playing weight games. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the fact that Canelo is trying to fake the funk to the Hall of Fame, like without doing it the right way. When Floyd did it, Floyd went incrementally at a time, one at a time, dominating each division. Fighting over 25 champions. I don't like the weight games that Canelo's trying to play. I don't like the games that his network is trying to play.
Yeah,
I'll end it on that.
I co-sign that. I mean, they like I said, they compare Floyd. They always hate Floyd, but then they want to give Canelo Alvarez a pass and be like, oh well, Floyd did it. When I thought like I hate Floyd, and second of all, Floyd didn't do it. Floyd Mayweather fought 23 world champions, or former champions, and at the same time, like you said, you got to fight these guys. Canelo resume is made up. I mean, people come to my channel and criticize Gervonta Tank Davis for fighting Gamboa, and I'm like, okay, but I didn't see the same energy with Gennady Golovkin or Canelo Alvarez, and when they fight, it's all love. Oh, he beat Kovalev, he beat this guy, he beat that guy, and it's like, really, how come I don't see the same energy that y'all giving Gervonta Tank Davis all this hell? I don't see that same energy with Canelo and Gennady Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I agree with you 100%. But we got to keep the show rolling, and I appreciate you for calling in, and make sure you call in every show. So
appreciate that. Appreciate it, Rap Critic.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Peace.
So, like I said, so we can continue talking about our topic because I saw the comment section. If you want to continue.
Yeah, I mean, so some people.
You don't gotta go with the comment section.
I like to. So somebody was sent. They think that Benavidez was his biggest win.
Who?
I don't. What do you mean? Who?
Crawford?
Yeah, Crawford.
Nah, Benavidez is a good win.
I'm just reading this. I'm saying it's like Benavidez and Tyrell Pryor has Postal, Indago, and then Benavidez, Diaz, Ray Beltran. So for me, is that you gotta realize with Lomachenko, he beat some champions who were undefeated at the time. So if you think about Rigondeaux, you think about Walters and like Gary Russell, talking about
Lomachenko,
and then Lomachenko, and then he beat Linares, who wasn't undefeated at the time. I still think is a great fighter. So I think it's definitely a toss up. It just depends on what you like a little bit better from somebody else's. So if somebody would to if they want to swap those people for Lomachenko, I would listen to that argument. It's not something that I'd be like, what are you talking about? So I think it's a very good point.
Now, I'll respectfully disagree. Just because of the fact, according to you, you have Terence Crawford pound for pound number one. So if he is pound for pound number one, he deserved to be up there more than Lomachenko, because he even fought in the pros before Lomachenko have. So he had longer time to prove himself. And also, when Crawford fought Postal, when he fought Gamboa, when he fought Benavidez, Jeff Horn, they was not coming off a layoff like Rigondeaux, like Martinez when he looked horrible. When, like, for example, all these guys that Gamboa, that Lomachenko fought, like Walters, that was coming off a long layoff. At the end of the day, he beat them guys, don't get me wrong, but they had a hell of a disadvantage because Walters was inactive while Lomachenko was active. Rigondeaux was inactive while he was active, and he wanted to fight him on 126 the whole time. Lomachenko was on 126, he didn't want to smoke. And then when he moved up to 130, he made Rigondeaux move up 2 weight divisions. Now my boy Inouye want to fight him at 126 according to Bob Arum, and now Bob Arum want to make that fight at 126. And it's like, what? 126? You should have fought Rigondeaux there. So it's like, yeah, he has a great resume, don't get me wrong, but is at a cost. Because, like I said, his opponents had disadvantages. Terence Crawford, his opponents didn't have disadvantages. Terence Crawford never requested a French fries belt to avoid a Devin Haney or a mandatory.
That's not true.
Lomachenko requested.
He fought Gamboa.
Who?
Terence Crawford.
I say
you say he never fought somebody that had a disadvantage. Gamboa had a lot of disadvantages going into that fight.
Okay, but I'm saying Gamboa had a disadvantage because he was the smaller guy. Obviously, he the natural 126-pounder. But I'm saying that's by the only guy.
Yeah, I mean, but I'm just saying
that's by the only guy. Name me another.
And then some people say that's his best win or whatnot.
I mean, but still, he's still Gamboa. Lomachenko, on the other hand, he didn't want to fight Rigondeaux at 126. Like I said, Lomachenko, on the other hand, he requested a title to avoid a Devin Haney, a 20 version. I mean, a 20-year-old, and he turned down.
You know that's not true. You know that's not true.
What do you mean not true?
Lomachenko,
who got that strap?
Lomachenko is the avoiding Devin Haney.
So
nobody. I want to see what y'all saying in the trap.
How did Devin Haney ended up with his?
He made a business decision. It was not avoiding him or whatnot. So you got to think. So this the same guy who beat in his third fight, who beat Gary Russell Jr., who your boy is running from right now, which I will admit, which he said he's gonna fight him, Leo Santa Cruz. So in his third fight, he beat Gary Russell Jr.
Yeah, but he also lost the second fight, lost to Washed Up Salido, and then fought Martinez. But still, Martinez was Mikey Garcia left over. Salido was Mikey Garcia left over. Gary Russell at the time wasn't proven. So we could go all day, but at the end of the day, one thing is a fact. He gave up the WBC strap to avoid a Devin Haney. Another fact, he avoided a Manny Pacquiao at 135 when Manny Pacquiao was willing to go down a 40-year-old version. Another fact, he didn't give Salido a rematch because he said Salido asking for too much money. I'm already past him. When that's the only guy that beat you. So at the end of the day, we could say this and that, but he did lose, you know what I mean? So I mean to Salido too. So on to the next topic, unless you want to read the comments real quick.
Let me read one comment, then we'll move to the next topic. So Jay Grant was like, no, I'm sorry, that's Stace P was like, how was that a business decision? So the business decision is that if Lomachenko would have fought Devin Haney, who was green at the time, who has no significant wins on his, so they would have, go ahead and take it. So they would have basically said that, hey, you fought this guy that was green. It's not something that's gonna excite the general public because Devin Haney doesn't have that type of win. But fighting somebody like a Teofimo Lopez will do that because of what Teofimo just did.
But at the end of the day, Devin Haney is the guy that was his mandatory, that Bob Arum basically wasn't interested to put Devin Haney in the ring with, but he put him in the ring with a Luke Campbell. He put him in the ring with a Corolla. He put him in the ring with a Mariaga, moving up from 126 after a loss to the Walter. So at the end of the day, it's just an excuse at the end of the day. So I have my man calling in, my AkHi on the phone with me. State your name, your city, and your thoughts.
Oh yeah, this is Jules Elias from Fresno. California.
Okay, California. How you doing?
Yeah, I
Shout
called
out
you
to
last
Cali.
week. Remember? Yeah, I called you last week. Remember the conversation about Errol Spence and the accident?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
his team?
sir. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
that
had a
was
great
big.
discussion. Yeah, I got you. Appreciate it for calling
Yeah,
in,
but
fam.
all right, I have one thing to say about the Charlo fight because I didn't get to tell you last week. I didn't realize how many haters the Charlo brothers have, man. Like
Oh man.
everybody was hating hating on the Charlo brothers,
Yes,
and
sir.
people are they're already trying to count out Jamel again when he's supposed to fight J-Rock.
Okay.
And J-Rock, he hasn't even fought the guy that he's supposed to fight. I forget who he's fighting, but I know that he obviously has a good chance. But they're just trying to count him out like he doesn't have any chance at all.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking like he's just a pure boxer, but I don't see J-Rock like that, because if he was like a pure boxer, then he would be like sticking and moving and whatnot. Whenever I watch J-Rock, he always tries to come through with the jabs, and then he tries to set up like combos and connections. I don't see him like trying to box and trying to keep distance and all that. When he comes in, he's coming in and he's coming at you with everything. But I don't know. I think that Charlo, because of his power, I think that he can probably knock him out like how his brother did. And not only that, he has his brother in his corner telling him what's going to go on. And to top that off, people are trying to act like Charlo just swings wilder or whatever. If you paid attention to when he fought Tony Harrison, he was switching it up. He was going high guard, mid guard. He was putting his hands down. He was hitting the Philly shell for a few moments. He was giving him different looks. And that's what had him thrown off. And he was like, wait a minute, like, I never seen this before. Like, he came through and had his hands like he was Goku from Dragon Ball Z for a few seconds. And I was like, what? Like, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, no.
And it worked.
Yeah,
Because he looked it.
Yeah, Charlo definitely the real deal, man. But at the end of the day, they hate on him. They say, well, he talk trash, he cocky, he this and that. But they love Roberto Duran, even though he disrespected Sugar Ray Leonard's wife. However, they gonna say they hate Charlo because they talk their ish. Meanwhile, Duran ain't nobody more disrespected than him, and he's being loved. So we all know that's not it. We all know what it is at the end of the day. So. Now I agree with you 100%. Charlo, regardless of who he called out, I mean, Charlo has a video out where he calls out everybody, and the video has more dislikes than likes. So it's like, what y'all want him to do? Don't call out nobody. He's literally calling out everybody on the video, and instead of getting love, like, yeah, man, that's what we need in boxing, he get hate instead. So we all know what it is at the end of the day. But I appreciate you for calling in. I have more people calling in, and I'm gonna have them on the line for a little bit. But we are going to touch on the Charlo situation later on in the show. So stay tuned and call in later.
That'll be our
if
last.
you can.
Yeah, that'll be our last topic.
All right.
I appreciate it. What's your name again,
later.
fam? What's your name again, fam?
Yo, what's
Jules
his
of
handle?
Life.
Who?
Jules of Life.
Got you. I appreciate it, AkHi.
All right. I'll probably call you back later if it's possible.
All right. Yeah. Let's do
All
that.
right.
All right. Appreciate it. So, you know, he definitely had great points, but you know, let's talk about what you were bringing up earlier. Like, if you want to finish anything, I'm sorry, like, if I cut you off.
No, it's good.
All right, so you want to continue on the next subject?
Yeah, we can
All
go
right,
into the next one.
subject. So, man, that's what the people been waiting for. Crawford came out and stated, Porter fight is pointless. It's a pleasure having y'all on the show today. We had a great show with Professor Nim. He made his return. He back on. He on some Errol Spence.
The prodigal son is back.
He back on. So I appreciate you, Professor Nim. We had a great show. Obviously, it was a great year of boxing. And the AkHi merch, the Split Decision merch in the description box below. Check it out. So when y'all do call in, we gonna announce your record on Split Decision as far as how many debates you won or lost. And obviously, after that, we're going to show a picture of you rocking the AkHi drip. Because at the end of the day, we all know what time it is. These haters can hate. But one thing they can't do is agree or disagree and call in and try to debate. Because they don't want this smoke. And any closing thoughts, Professor Nim?
Nah, man, thank y'all. It's been a good 14 weeks. We're wrapping up 2019, going into 2020, looking for some bigger and better things. Still looking for a producer. We're working out. We're auditioning people for some hosts, but please stick with us. We are gonna crank up the production value, and we love the support. Keep calling in. Keep coming in with substantive commentary. I love all of that. Shout out to Bernard Avila, Rap Critics, Sean Johnson, all of those. Man, just keep showing us love.
Hey, my man in the comment section, Rap Critic said, thank y'all for putting me on the game. I'm not ready to graduate yet, but every episode I learn something from you and Professor. Appreciate it, fam. At the end of the day, this show is basically to inform and be informative and have a little laughter with it. And obviously put on the sport and give credit to the fighters that don't get enough credit and call out fighters for avoiding or whatsoever. Obviously, sometimes it's a business thing in the network, whatever, we understand. My man also, Rap Critic, said it was a split decision draw. Jules of Life, that's my man. He said, I never seen you lose, AkHi. He's saying I'm out here looking like Floyd. Hey, my man out here. Hey, appreciate it, Jules of Boxing. Con said, Professor is the man. Get off me, son. Rap Critic. Hey, nah, you get off me. Yeah, don't be talking about Rap Critic. That's my man. Sean Johnson. Good show, guys. Hey, my man Rap Critic said, Professor Nims, teach these cats how to dress. The swag. Hey, I'm telling you, they already know. Hey, my man dripping over here. So, John said Spence versus Porter, the fight of the year. The fight of the year. Mm-hmm. So, very, very good show, guys, from Bernard. Appreciate it, everybody. Tune in, Split Decision. Next show, we're going to have better quality. We just working as we go, because at the end of the day, we ain't missing no show, regardless of what it is. Every Sunday, tune in. Y'all could count on us being here, regardless of what's happening. I had a wedding to go to, but at the end of the day, guess what? I still showed up right after the wedding. You know, even though I was looking for the second and third and fourth wife. You know how it goes. But at the end of the day, I come back to Split Decision. She can watch me on Split Decision. How about that? So, appreciate everybody. Appreciate you, Professor Nim. Don't ever leave me lonely again. I was over here singing Mr. Lonely by AkHi. I like Mr. Lonely. I got nobody on Split Decision. Like, I'm over here hustling on my own. Man, you had me multitasking. You had me all over the place. But it's all right. My man back. He back on the map. He back on, like Lil Baby said. And obviously, A-Rap Baby in the house. I got my man A-Rap Baby coming. The merch coming. Split Decision coming. All of that. So cop the merch, call in, tune in, click on the like button, click on the notification bell to get notified every time we post to go live. And obviously, if you want to graduate from the AkHi University, then take our notes. Y'all gonna learn something every day and become hardcore boxing fans. So I appreciate every single one of y'all. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everybody from the super chat to the comment section to the likes to the views, to the people that ask, that call in or ask or whatever. Even the haters, man. Because the haters, they your biggest fans, exactly. Right?
And you got to leave them if you want to get dumb about it. What?
Oh, you already know. Subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't. And listen to these old media or casual fans. And appreciate it, Professor.
All right, man. We out, man. Hey, Happy New Year to all, everybody out there. Peace.
Peace. You already know, at the end of the day, huh? You already know how we come. Yeah.